hello there. Don't you just absolutely love this hymn? I'm Susan Short, and I serve College Lutheran Church in Salem, Virginia as the Director of Music Ministries. Thank you so very much for joining me for this week's reflection. And I do hope that you're making plans to join us for drive-in worship this Sunday as we celebrate our confirmands, Lily, Griffin, and Rowan, as well as the principal festival of Pentecost. Pastor will gather in this sanctuary with the confirmands and their families at 9:50 a.m. For the the Thanksgiving for baptism. And then immediately following this brief service, and while the confirmands are transitioning to our outdoor service, you will hear the hymn Spirit, Spirit of Gentleness, led by the Shermans as the prelude. So let's take a moment to learn a little bit more about this hymn and the composer. Sunday's prelude can be found in the Cranberry hymnal, the ELW, on page 396, or in our blue hymnal, With One Voice, and it's hymn number 684. The hymn was written by James Keith Manley after he felt the urging of the Holy Spirit to write this piece after he had completed a rough draft of his Doctor of Ministry thesis. I did take a moment to review the abstract for his thesis. I'm always curious about what any doctoral candidate decides on his or her research topic. His goal was to create a curriculum for ninth graders in a course on world religion and early humanity with an emphasis on the Christian faith. The hymn was first sung at a congregational church in Honolulu, Hawaii. Manley was born in 1940 in Holyoke, Massachusetts, and was educated at Whittier College, Pacific School of Religion, and Claremont School of Theology, all three institutions located in California. He was ordained to the ministry of the United Church of Christ in 1966. Manley wrote the tune Spirit for this text in 1978, and it appeared in his collection called After Eden in 1990. A new arrangement was created for the New Century Hymnal, a comprehensive hymnal and worship book published in 1995 for the United Church of Christ. James Manley served as a pastor of Congregational United Church of Christ in San Marino, California from 1978 to 1988. And then moved to Foothills United Church of Christ in Los Altos, California. The hymn certainly speaks to the gentleness of the Spirit. Even the music's refrain has a gentle rocking motion to it. I often hear it in my head with wind chimes delicately and mysteriously sounding in the wind. Verses 1 through 3 of this hymn focus on God's activity in the past, while verse 4 speaks of the activity of the Spirit now and in the future. So let's read and review verse 4 together. You call from tomorrow, you break ancient schemes. From the bondage of sorrow, all the captives dream dreams. Our women see visions, our men clear their eyes. With bold new decisions, your people arise. I've included a recording of this hymn in today's reflection. It is by a performance and a recording by vocalists from Summit Avenue Presbyterian Church in Bremerton, Washington. So I do hope you'll take a moment to listen, reflect, and to use the refrain as your prayer for today. Spirit, Spirit of gentleness, blow through the wilderness, calling and free. Spirit, Spirit of restlessness, stir me from placidness, wind, wind on the sea. Thank you so very much for joining me for this week's reflection, and I do look forward to worshiping with many of you during drive-in worship or online this Sunday. As a reminder, our service will begin at 10 a.m. Do continue to take great care.